Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. This is yesterday's video done today. I didn't get home yesterday till about 5:10, and after a 110-mile drive with part of it through the pouring rain, I wasn't in the mindset to do a video, as after a bit of supper I was in bed for about 9 o'clock last night. Before I start, that's the new electric Audi A8. If you want one, it's about $105,000 before you add the cost of extras. Anyway, enough of that. If you've been watching the YouTube channels with a Company of Kings, the 33 Secrets, the Better Bachelor, and all the other ones that show TikTok videos of 30-year-old women complaining they can't get men, and 40 and 50-year-old women doing the same, and the same age group giving dating advice, quote unquote, to young women, you'll see that the MGTOW effect is having a dramatic effect across all spectrums of the female population. Now this is starting to have an effect in the mainstream media. So looking around, I found this. As you can see, it's Brides magazine, and this is usually aimed solely at women. And as you can see, it's 12 crucial dating tips if you're in your 30s. Now this was not done by this lady, Katie Sweeney. If you click on that, she's in San Francisco, California. She went to the University of California, then the University of Berkeley, and she's into food. Now, these tips are done by this guy. He's a dating coach, similar to the 33 Secrets guy, and he's wrote a lot of books. Now this is what a 30-year-old guy says what 30-year-old women who are single should do to get a guy like him. Know what you want, let go of the past, be vulnerable, beware of negative thinking patterns, don't rush things, don't be divorce biased, be open to a wide range, don't date someone you're not into, communicate openly. Do you want to give up fundamental things you are not in order to find a significant other? Don't settle. This bit made me smile. Nobody should settle for a partner who they are not into, unless it's Chad, of course. The relationship won't be healthy, nor will it last. Often people in their 30s, especially women who want to have children, i.e. baby rabies, begin to panic at the idea of not settling down soon enough, i.e. baby rabies. This causes some to settle for a less than ideal partner for a sense of security, i.e. Billy Beta, when secretly she still wants Chad or his brother Tyrone. Instead of obsessing over your ticking clock, which they do, you can go ground yourself in the idea it may be more true for you to wait until you find the right person. But she's in her 30s, her fertile period's running out, the wall's approaching, and adopt children with them versus racing to have biological children, but the children are not hers. She doesn't have a lever on him if they should split up. She's not the biological mother of the children, with a partner you don't feel deeply aligned with. And this bit also made me smile. Don't seek perfection. With that said, you should be discerning of your expectations and evaluate how realistic or not they may be. While you should never settle, you shouldn't wait around for perfection, but they do. They want Mr. 666. The relationships are about meeting in the middle, and you have to be willing to accept a person for their whole self, flaws and all. In other words, Billy Beta, but she still has a candle for Mr. Chad. Now that's this article, and a similar one, I found this, and this was done by this lady, Sarah Wasilak. If you click on that, which I have done, find out about her. She's also in her 30s. She's a senior fashion editor working out of Jersey City in New Jersey. But if you go down all these articles she's done, you notice she deals exclusively with high-profile ladies in the public spotlight. So she's also giving dating advice to 30-year-old women. I'm single and dating in my 30s. In other words, she's post-wall. And this is what I've learned. She's fresh out of an 8-year partnership and she called off the engagement. I wonder why. Dipping my toes in the dating wheel felt daunting but also thrilling. Women want a carousel ride, a roller coaster, highs and lows. For one, bring on the apps wasn't the thing before I was off the market, so I was excited to experiment. Now if you drop down, these are her tips. You are never the exception to the rule. And I still remember delighted to discover my first match on Hinge. She swiped left. No, it's right that you swipe. She met this guy. He wanted to know where she lives. Did this person at least want to grab a drink first? Of course not. Her two best friends told me he just wants to have sex. Politely declined the offer, felt disappointed. In other words, she met Chad. So she turned Chad down. Red flags are important, so are green ones. Waiting to have sex does matter, unless it's Chad, of course. I'm looking for a physical and emotional connection. I'm clear about this in my profile and my conversations, and yet several times I've matched with men who love the chase and view sex as their reward. In other words, she's met just a load of Chads, or his brother Tyrone. For one instance, I started talking to someone who told me he wanted to take me out to dinner. Upon our first exchange, but a few days went by. He quickly retorted to inviting me over after he returned home from drink with his friends, promising he wouldn't fall asleep on me. Charming. Dating apps are a form of social media most usually for entertainment. That has been mentioned by the 33 Secrets guy and Company of Kings. Successful dating, also known as relationship profile, is mostly dependent upon mental health. In other words, if she's not seeing a, therapist, and that's her 4 things which you 30-year-olds have to do. Now, these 30-year-old women have probably done all that, but they've still never had a boyfriend. This lady, Sari Brill, is 34, post-war, her 20s were building her career. In other words, she's a career woman and successful social media editor, is fun and fast-paced Dubai. If you scroll down, her tale of woe, where is it now? But it's not that I don't want a partner. I've always hoped to find my forever person in my 30s. In other words, she had the fun in her 20s, and she saw the wall approaching, then she wants to find Mr. Perfect. It hasn't happened to me yet. And then she met Chad in Dubai. There we go. There was one guy I dated for a couple of months when I was living in Dubai. I felt very fond of him, but I got a gut punch to see him in a fancy restaurant with another woman. But technically I couldn't be angry because there had been no talk of going exclusive. I couldn't expect fidelity from him. That said, it was clear he was clearly seeing other women. I still went out with him again. Daft bint. And more tales of woe. And this is another lady Dina Smith. The trap many fall in assuming there will always be someone better. This can mean that you are forever dating and avoiding the deeper, more meaningful stages of a relationship. She spent her teens and early 20s casually dating. It was only after she returned to the UK she set up a business. Another businesswoman, age of 29, the wall's approaching. She started looking for a relationship. Same old tale. And then scroll down, her tale of woe. And the final lady is this one, Dina Bruton. Look, description of an ideal man, a gentleman who can make me laugh, and he's kind-hearted. She lives with her parents. She's 32, post-war, in Surrey. Her younger sister got married at 18. She's never had a boyfriend. She dated for one man for 6 months, but still a relationship didn't materialise. I wonder why. And then her tale of woe. And that's the article. But you can see this is not more or less the MGTOW effect, but the MGTOW effect producing results. As crucial tips for dating women in their 30s, a woman's site called Brides that aimed at women, and this social butterfly lady giving her 4 tips on how to date in 30s, but she's still single herself, and 3 30-year-old women who will never have a boyfriend because by 2030, 7 years from now, they'll be getting to the 40s and 45% of women will just be like them. I think I'm getting on the 10-minute mark now, so I'll have to wrap it up. The MGTOW effect obviously is having a dramatic effect on TikTok, and now it's going into the mainstream media with articles like this, having to employ guys like him to give tips on 30-year-old women who should know better. They should have. And this lady, who is in her 30s, have also giving her 2 pence worth. And these women that are getting the sharp end of the stick, and it's not working. We're going to have some interesting time in the future, as dating apps are something which all these women here have been trying, but as you can see, they've never had a boyfriend. I think I'll wrap it up now. I've found something else on this topic, but I'll leave that till Monday. Okay, people, you know the routine. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Completely up to you. So until next Monday, that's it for this one. Bye-bye.